Hey guys, welcome back to Bait and Tackle, and today is going to be a cool episode. I'm going to try to do something a little bit different. I'm going to try to tie in some bait making, but then I'm also going to try to go to the creek or river and do some fishing too to see what we can catch on this. So a long time ago when I first started getting back into fishing, I don't know, it was like probably 2018, I did a lot of creek fishing, river fishing, and I still love doing that. I absolutely love it. But the one thing I used was like a 1/0 offset worm hook. And it's like a longer shank hook, and it's very skinny, but it's a Gamakatsu, so it's a real small, skinny hook. And it's like I said, it's slimline. It's a great little hook. But I used to use these Yum sharpshooter worms, which I found a bunch. I actually had a huge bag full of them from back when I was doing the creek fishing. So the one cool thing I wanted to do, and I'm just going to show you this little worm. It's not very long. It's like 4.5 inches long. It's a very small worm. Okay, it's very skinny, very slimline. All right, and it's got this little like tail fin kind of thing, but it's straight. It doesn't really, you know, it just gives a little bit of a, you know, finessey little action in the back, right? It's got a real skinny tail. So, but the one thing I wanted to do was I wanted to see if somebody made a mold about it. Well, somebody, this guy NGraves Bait molds, and he is online. I just ordered a mold from him recently, and it happens to be the sharpshooter mold. So this is, I believe, I want to say like a knockoff. It's not exactly the same. It's actually a little bit skinnier of a worm, but very, very close in representing that bait. So we are going to shoot this mold today, and I'm going to bring the old sharpshooter worms just in case, but we're going to primarily use these in the creek and see if we can catch some smallmouth, because smallmouth used to gobble these things up. And I don't know how the fishing has been around here lately around the creeks and river and everything, but we're going to try it. So let me bring you down to the bench. Let's take a look at this mold a little bit closer, and I'll tell you a lot more about it. All right, guys, so let's talk about this mold a little bit, and I think we got bright enough lights. I think we're good. So this is a resin-made mold from a resin printer, okay, and he's got some different options. You can ask for just the pins, or I think you can get some screws to screw them together as well. I've got clamps. I just wanted the pins, so I think that was fine. So he's got options when you buy these molds, and he's got a whole bunch of different other molds that you can check out. But I have not talked to this gentleman. I have not reached out in any way. I just figured I'd buy one, check it out, and I wanted to let you guys know how it worked. Now, I have shot resin molds before, but this is the first time I've shot an injection resin mold. It's supposed to hold up to heat really well, and it has. I have some Lazy Bait Co., I think, sent me some resin molds, and they work very, very well, like the worm bomb and stuff like that. But again, that's open pour, not injection. So we are going to heat up some green pumpkin soft plastic with some black flake in it that I've already had ready to go, and we are going to inject this, and that seemed to be a very good color to use before. So we are going to go ahead, get this going. It says sharpshooter on both sides, pretty cool, but very good quality. Resin, this is a very tough material, and as long as the heat resistant one, it should hold up very well. So we're going to get some clamps on this thing, and I may even only need one clamp, really, because really all this is going to be is just shooting very lightly. So I'm not gonna force it, not gonna do any of that. They're small cavities, they're not huge. But again, the name of the company is NGraves Bait Molds, if you guys want to check them out. I'm not recommending them yet. We're just getting into this. I need to see, you know, how these molds perform, but a very good price. I think this one was, I don't even know if it was $50. It was very inexpensive compared to an aluminum mold that costs, you know, $200 to get a good aluminum mold nowadays. This is pretty cool, and I like the fact that they are offering something like the Yum sharpshooter worm. That's pretty cool. I also really like AI botworm. The botworm is a very cool worm as well, but it's thicker body all the way down. This is a very slimline worm. It starts thicker like the bot, but then thins out very thin and gives you like a tiny little tail at the end. So really, really enjoy this worm. So let's see if we can get some of these made up, and we're gonna go to the creek or river and see if we can catch something on them. So let's get some plastic heated up and let's try this thing. All right, guys, let's see what we got here. Got some plastic heated up. Check my temperature. It says about 340. That's pretty good, but I'm gonna go ahead and vacuum the air bubbles out of it too, because God only knows I don't want air bubbles in these, even though it's solid. Even though it's solid green pumpkin, you're not going to get much on them anyway, but still, I just want to make sure all the air is out of them. So we're just going to vacuum chamber that out. And one thing I wanted to tell you guys was that I can't even find these worms at my local store. Like, I've got a Sportsman's Warehouse here, and they don't sell them there anymore. They don't sell the Yum sharpshooters anymore. So that's kind of what led me down this path. I really wanted some sharpshooter worms to go back through the creeks and stuff like that and see what I could catch, and I just couldn't find them. So I looked online and found this mold, and here we are. So hopefully this works out really well. All right, so we got it vacuumed. Quick letting out the air of the vacuum chamber. It looks like it's still pretty hot, so I think we're okay. Let me double check. 330, something like that. Let me get it a little hotter, because these are pretty small cavities. I want to make sure that we fill out the cavities correctly. But yeah, so I thought that was kind of crazy that they don't have those in the stores. So pretty interesting, but really cool to find a resin-made mold that's injection. So let's see how this works. This nozzle should fit right in there, which it does. It's a little bit loose, but it's not bad. So I think that's going to be okay. And by the way, this is just a little 2-ounce injector, because you really don't need much in these cavities. They're very small. So let's see. The biggest thing in there is going to be the sprue. So let's see what we can do here, and let's see what it does as far as sucking the plastic in too, because I know, like, with a cold mold, it sucks it in and shrinks it down pretty good. So let's just give this a little stir there. Let me get above you guys so I can see what I'm doing. I'm going to get some plastic in here, which I just did. I'd like to bleed off my injector a little bit. Okay, let it off, and then here we go. I knew that was going to happen. I pushed too hard. That's what I did not want to happen. Now I'm guessing that this is going to take a little bit longer than a aluminum mold to cool down. And I'm just going to sit here and hold this for a minute. And I'm just going to keep adding some plastic to the sprue, because I don't know how much it's going to suck out. And hopefully I didn't flash it. I don't know if it came out of the end or if it actually flashed. I think it actually flashed on this end, but did not come out of this end down here at all. Looks like it just came out down here. So maybe I probably should have done my due diligence and put two clamps on it, but that's okay. So let's just see what happens here. So let's give it a little bit to set up, and then I'll come back and we'll demold this thing and see what it looks like. So it's been about 5 minutes. I wanted to give it a little bit extra time. I can feel how warm it is around the sprue area on the outside still. So again, it's been about 5 minutes, so I'm going to try to pull this apart. I did push it a little bit too hard. I definitely flashed it. And this is very soft plastic. So even though I flashed it, it looks like it flashed around the tails a little bit too. This plastic is very, very soft, because I'm using very soft plastic. But I can probably trim these out and use these. And I'm going to pull these off the sprue, and you probably should cut them. I need to make a better point of cutting them. But that's their sharpshooter. This is the original sharpshooter. So the original sharpshooter is a little bit thicker than this one. This one's a little bit thinner, but same concept, same style tail. It's a little bit smaller, which, I'll be honest, I think I kind of like it. It might be even better that it's a little bit smaller. So let me do this, because we kind of messed up on flashing. Let me put another, let me get the plastic heated back up again, and let me get another clamp, and we'll clamp this whole thing together with 2 clamps, which is probably what I should have done to begin with. But let me get this plastic heated up because this is going to take a few minutes. And then we will shoot this again, and I'll use the same injector, but this time we'll go slower. I'll keep you down here at this camera angle so I can get above it, but what I'll do is I'm going to angle these up like this, so then that way they'll hold, and it'll hold it to the ground. And I'll put one there and one there and make them nice and tight, which I did. Let me just empty this injector real quick. I'll do this one more time, and then we'll take whatever we get left from this next one, because it's a 4-cavity mold, so you get 4 worms. That's pretty good. So we will inject some more. I see a couple little tiny divots in one of them I thought I saw here. Let me see. Right there, there's a divot right there, see it? And that one right there. But other than that, this is an awesome little worm. Awesome little worm. So let me see if the plastic's hot enough. I may still need to heat it up a little bit more. Actually, that's pretty good. Let me see though. I think I want to hit it just a little bit longer, just to give. There's a couple little chunks in here I want to make sure that are. I want to make sure they're melted down. So I'm just going to give it like 15 seconds in the microwave, and then we're going to try this one more time. So let me zoom back out just a little bit so you can see what I'm doing here. And we will try to hit this one more time. So again, a little bit bigger, or a little bit smaller than the original sharpshooter. Skinnier body. And I mean, I guess that's good, because then that way he's not impeding copyrights and that kind of stuff, right? So it's a little bit different, right? Let's try this one more time, because I really want to try this worm. I'm pretty excited about it. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to hit you guys there. So I think we're good here on the plastic temperature. Just going to give it one quick little stir. I'm going to wipe that off. I'm going to go ahead and fill up my injector here. I'll bleed it off a little bit just to make sure that I've got what I need in there. Okay. And then I'm going to just nice and slowly put it in there until it's stopped. And then I'm just going to go ahead and fill this up and then drain off the rest. And like I said, what we'll do is, if this comes down a little bit, I'll fill it back up, but I don't think I'm going to need to. So I'm going to let it sit here and wait. It takes about 5 minutes for it to set up, and it may take a little bit longer just since I've gotten the mold kind of hot now. So let's just let it chill, let it set up, and I'll come back and we'll demold. All right, here we go, guys. Let's do it this time. Like I said, I waited about 5 minutes, about the same as the last one. It's still, again, pretty warm where the sprue is. Let's just see how this came out. See if this came out better. Oh, perfect. Perfect, 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 perfect. Okay, see that? Tails came out a little bit. A little bit of denting there, but other than that, maybe some up on that one. But I'm telling you, these are pretty legit. I'm impressed. So, and I've been actually thinking about getting a resin printer to start doing some of this type of stuff, so I can start making my own resin molds. But yep, they're nice and a little sticky right now just because they're still warm. So I'm gonna give these a little bit of a water bath real quick, so then that way they're ready for us to use them. And we're gonna take these 4 out and see if we can catch some fish. And I don't know how successful we're going to be, but might be coming back here to make some more. So, but pretty good, man. I mean, sharpshooter worm, gotta like it. Pretty awesome. So kudos to you, NGraves Bait molds. That's pretty good. That's pretty good stuff. So I'm going to take these off. Like I said, give them a water bath, and then I think we're going to go hit the creek or the river, see if we can catch something. And I'm starting to think that this hook size might be a little bit too big. I may have to downsize to something else. But who knows? Maybe that'll work. I'll see what I got. I've got some smaller hooks and stuff, so let me see what I've got. So we'll see you at the creek. All right, guys. Well, we got our sharpshooter worms poured, and we're ready to go. We are going to go down to the creek here and see if we can pick up a smallmouth or two. And here is my latest combo. It's one of these Lews spin casting reels and a new rod, and I can't remember the name of it. It starts with an S, but it was on one of the Amazon Prime deals, but the color matches perfect to this reel, so we're going to try it out. It's a two-piece. It is a ultralight, I believe, or light, and it's I believe it's a 6-foot two-piece. So we're going to try this out with the sharpshooter worm. And I downsized the hook a little bit. I think we're using like a size 1, or maybe could be a 2, but it's a extra wide gap hook on this. It's a little bit smaller, and I got a smaller weight too, so we're going to try that out. I think it's like a 16th ounce weight. So let's go try that, go down to the creek here and see how we make out. Got him. I got one. What is it? It's a sunfish. Or I guess that is a bluegill. Yeah, it's a type of sunfish for sure. But we got one, guys. We got one on a sharpshooter. I was really hoping that it was going to be a bass, but we'll keep trying. But we caught one. So, sharpshooter worm. Good to go. Works good. Looks like with that small hook too, it works really well. So I'm actually missing the very, very last tail portion. So I was wondering if that's what it was these little sunfish up in here. Something's got it. Got that fish too. Ooh, this is fighting harder and digging down. Is it a smallmouth? Oh, it is a Roanoke bass, a rock bass. I knew that I was going to catch one of those too. So I've caught numerous ones of those on the sharpshooter worm as well. So awesome. Awesome little guy. Thanks for playing, buddy. He's actually pretty good size. Not bad for a creek fish. So let me let him go. There you go, bud. Yep. And I still got the same worm, which is very impressive because this is super, super soft plastic. But the good thing about those guys is they have a really big mouth. And let me see if I can get way up the creek up there, a little farther. Cool thing is they got a bigger mouth on them. So I can really set the hook on those, you know what I mean? I thought it was going to last a lot longer. Got him. I don't know what this is, but it's fighting good. Another rock bass. Oh, there's a bluegill. Bluegill or a sunfish? I'd say that's a bluegill, really. I'm not sure. I gotta learn my species of sunfish. I know what a green sunfish is, and that's not a green sunfish. Green sunfish have bigger mouths. That's got a small mouth on it, so I'm not sure. I think that's a bluegill, but very, very pretty fish. Well, that's 3. There he goes. So let me try one more time. I'm just going to keep going until my battery runs out. And I'm still on this crappy sharpshooter that's been ripped apart that doesn't have a tail. Sharpshooter worm for the win. So I successfully caught 3 fish. Hopefully I got them on camera. But sharpshooter, and works really well. I've always had good luck with it, especially if you like the creek fish and stuff like that. So let me get this wrapped up, and we'll get back to the shop so we can wrap up this video. Okay guys, we're back from the creek, and I wanted to show you this. I only had like, I think I destroyed like 3 worms, and this was the remnants of 2 of them, and this is pretty torn up, and it's pretty soft plastic. So, and there's another piece in this bag somewhere, I'm not sure where it is. But what I did want to tell you guys was how kind of a comparison, and I didn't really compare because I didn't throw the actual sharpshooter worm, which is, by the way, flat on one side, and I think these are round all the way around. They're not flat on one side. But I will tell you, performance-wise, that they work just as good, if not, I don't want to say better, but they work just as good. So the thing with these is they're a little bit thicker body. This is the Yum sharpshooter, and this is NGraves Bait Molds sharpshooter. And his is a little skinnier. Lengthwise, I think it's about the same. And let me get a ruler and we'll actually take a look at that. And that's one thing I wanted to do, is kind of, you know, do this with you guys, so then that way you see. So it's 4 1/4 on the Yum, and the NGraves sharpshooter I think is almost the same, if not, no, it's actually might even be a little bit longer, but it could be just the way I pulled it out of the mold. So we'll actually measure the mold, but right now it looks like it's less than 4 1/2. So let's actually let's do the mold itself and see if it makes a difference. Yeah, it is. It's about 4 1/2. So these Yum sharpshooters, looks like they're 4 1/4. So these are actually a little bit longer, okay, these ones, which, you know, not by much, but I gotta be honest, the skinnier this worm is, I think the more finessey it is. So I'm really enjoying how slimline that is, that worm, and how effective it is, because I bet all the movement, just the movement alone, just from it being skinnier, is amazing. So shooting the mold, I think, went very well. We definitely shot at pretty high temperature, just to, you know, make sure that it can take the heat, and it definitely can take the heat. As far as pressure, you don't need to put too much pressure on this, because it is just resin, and I mean, like you saw, 1 clamp didn't really do it, but 2 clamps like this outside really did it fine. And you can get these with actually screws on them, and I may do that on the next set, so just so you guys can see them, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to order a couple more of these molds, if not some different style molds he's got, because he's got a whole bunch of different types. And maybe he'll reach out and work to me. I don't know. If you're seeing this video, NGraves Baits, reach out to me. So I'd like to feature some more in some more videos. But I love this bait. I've always loved the Yum sharpshooter, and it took me forever to find it. I've had these for years. These have been in a bag in my stuff for the last, I don't even know, probably 7 years, 6 years. So I'm glad I found these, but at the same time, I really was disappointed. I'm sure you can get them online, but the local store that I have here that I used to buy them at does not carry them anymore, which is kind of disappointing. And green pumpkin black flake is pretty much the go-to for what I'm doing. Now, the hook that I used with these baits, and I'm pretty sure this, when I used the Yum, it was a 1/0 or a size 1 offset worm hook, and this is an extra wide gap offset worm hook, but it is a size 2, and these are Gamakatsu 584s. So Gamakatsu 584, and I'll try to take some pictures of this stuff. And then I was using a little tiny 1/16, and I'm pretty sure this is tungsten, but it's a 1/16 ounce worm weight, so really tiny, really lightweight, just pitching it into holes and stuff. And from the fishing videos you saw, we caught a couple fish. I'm pretty excited about it. I didn't catch any smallmouth, which is what I wanted to go out and find, but with the rain and the storms and stuff passing through this place right now, I was lucky to actually get out and was able to actually get on some fish. So the other thing I wanted to show you guys was this combo that I've been using. And I brought it inside with me, and I still have the last sharpshooter worm on there ready to go, and that's what I had rigged up right there. So that's that 1/16 ounce weight with that size 2 offset worm hook, extra wide gap, and I'm using a Lews TXS. It's a Spincast, and it's the C2, not the 1. The 1 is a smaller reel, but this one, unlike my other black ones, my black ones didn't come with this fancy handle. It just came with a normal smaller handle on it, but this one comes with a fancy handle on it, and I really like that handle. So I'm not sure if I'll see if I can order some more of those handles for my other black ones that I have. I don't know, but I'm really digging this Spincast reel. And I was using one of these Amazon, and I can't even pronounce it. It's Sougaylang, so like Sougayilang or something like that. So I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it or not, but pretty cool. It was, I mean, I got it on Amazon Prime days. It was like 22 bucks, but I think normally they run 27. It's a 6-foot pole. It's a lightweight pole. It only takes line size 2 to 8. It is a 2-piece pole, so I can, you know, sneak it underneath my backseat of my truck and stuff like that. So pretty easy to store. And I got to be honest, the action on it and the feel, I could feel the fish tugging on it. So it was definitely a nice rod, and I can't remember what this is made out of. I don't know if it's graphite or something else, but pretty cool. It's got the nice cork handles on it too. So I kind of suggest that little combo I put together. I think it worked out really well. I'll let you guys be the judge if you guys get one, but if you want any of this information, like I said, I can post all this stuff in the links. I can link it below for all this stuff, and that way you guys can see where to get the sinkers and the hooks, and I'll even put a link to his sharpshooter mold if you're interested in that. It's pretty cool, man. I'm pretty impressed. All right, guys, so I hope you enjoyed that video. Today we actually made some sharpshooter worms out of the NGraves Bait molds. That's the name of the company, NGraves. Do a Google search on it. That's how I found it, and pretty cool little mold. Like I said, it's high heat resin. Held up really well. I shot it twice. I'm probably going to shoot a ton more of these because I really enjoy using these worms in the creek. But I definitely will be buying more of his stuff in the future. Pretty neat little product, being able to inject liquid plastic, hot liquid plastic into a high heat resin it's a pretty cool concept. So I will link everything below that we use in the video for fishing, the sinkers, the hooks, that kind of stuff. I'll even let you know what line. I think I use like 6-pound line or 4-pound line. Pretty lightweight stuff. But the new combo I got there with the reel and the rod, that's pretty sweet too. But just so you guys know, the Sticker Mule store is still going, and I've got shirts on there. I even got hats now if you're interested. They're snapbacks. I'm not a huge fan of snapbacks, but I am offering some snapback hats. I think I got one with a little fish on it that represents my big-eyed fathead, and then I've got another one that's just got the B8N Tackle logo on it. So go check that out. I've got some t-shirts on there, all sorts of different ones. I think one has actually got the fish on the back and the logo on the front. I'll have to, and if it's not there, I'll just have to add that one in there, but those are still for sale. Go check that out. It's just Sticker Mule. I think it's /B8N Tackle now, just, you know, my normal B8N Tackle. Please go over to Barlow's and buy some stuff, and I will link some stuff from Barlow's, like like I said, the sinkers and the hooks. That's all going to be Barlow's. If you need anything, just reach out to me, leave a comment below, I'll get back to you, or send me a message on Instagram. That's usually an easier way to get a hold of me if you have any questions or anything like that. But you guys know the drill. As always, remember to keep on baiting.